Planet Case Time, Math Scientists, the Friend Listeners. Chapter 6. Everybody is learning for the office. Franny stood up in front of the class. As you know, I'm running for the office to president. And now I'd like to present part 2 of my campaign, she announced. She pulled the top of the big hulking crown thing that Igor was holding in a leash. Elect me and this can be yours. It was mostly a clown, but parts of its face looked like a kitten. It had a soccer ball for eyes, and cake was leaking out its ears. "Behold your future friend," yelled sharply, although nobody could hear her over the sound of children's shrieks and were choking hacks of the clown things coughing up a puppy. Franny's classmates left for the office to get the principal. Igor led the horrible creation out of the classroom, pausing only a moment to eat some ear cake. "Sorry, Mrs. Shelley," Franny said, "but I convert everything they like. I don't understand." "Maybe you should try to think of the class as they see themselves as individual people and not just a group," said Mrs. Shelley. "You have to know where each voter stands on the issues." Franny wiped the goo of the cuff head of the puppy. "So you're saying I have to be in the exact generation that every single one of them wants me to be?" "I don't think that's possible." "Maybe not, Franny, but if you're going to get elected, it will be because each person sees you as the best person for him or her." Chapter 7. The Little Star and Sun. Mrs. Franny walked to her left. Igor took one look at her and brushed her smoky fangs and stopped that. Franny smiled a bit. Igor always knew what she wanted even before she asked. Dog like that, she thought. She sat down on her chair, but jumped right back off the square with them when she realized she had sat on her chameleon. "I didn't even see him there. Amazing how he can change to look like whatever he needed to," she said to herself. She sat back down to cuddle up to smoky fingers. She had to think. Her parrot interrupted quiet with the perfect inversion of Franny's secret. Franny didn't like to be mocked, but it was her to admit how quickly this bird could make any sort of sounds it wants. "Quite a talent," Franny said. Suddenly, Franny sprang to her feet, standing, smoky fangs flying. "That's it," she heard, and Igor ran for cover. A howling mad scientist can be a very bad thing. Sensing what people want, looking anyway, sounding like whatever you want to. The answers are here. They are all right there here in the lab. Franny started activating various machines, her fast, fantastic math scientist brain racing ahead to the next step, and the one after that. "Igor, fetch me my sewing machines." Chapter 8. Making a staring balloon. Franny took DNA samples from Igor, the parrot, and the chameleon, and tossed them into her new improved intelligence combiner. These animals had the special abilities to sense us feelings, mimic and change appearance, and Franny wanted those brilliant. Her creation would have to be convincing. So she drew a little sample for the cobra, for its ability to hypnotize its prey, and a sentiment from a spider, and its ability to lure things into the lab. She gave her a creation of nerves to steer, so it wouldn't get nervous when it spoke in front of people. She added a handful of spicy peppers to give it conversion fire in its belly. A fire in the belly means that it will let it win, she explained to Igor. Franny added a dash of plankton and scraps of the carpet. The python should give it a strong blast of their issues, she said with a grin, and the carpet were making an expert on where people stand. Franny threw a few switches, and the electric began to crackle. She pushed a big lever, and the iron rollers turned, uncurling a strange floppy piece of fabric into the floor. It looked like a big gray bedsheet, and it was warm and soft like skin. When Franny touched it, it wiggled and twittered. I think it liked to be trickier, Franny said, and she dragged the bedsheet over to her and sewing machine. Igor had a passion for Franny and watched her cut and sew for hours. With each stitch, it looked like Franny might be assembling with her one of her typical monsters. Expect that things these things have no guts, no spin, and only a very tiny brain. Finally, it was complete. Igor, wait until you get the load of this, she said. And then Igor got the load of it. It wasn't really a monster. It was sort of costume, or maybe it was more like a skin or a hide. Franny began stripping it off. As she stamped into it, she seemed a bit taller right away, and her arms seemed longer. She pulled off in the hood and stood in front of Igor, molding a strange baggy suit. What do you think? She said, her voice muffled inside the skin. Before Igor could respond, the skin began changing shapes. Something that Igor found is scary and disgusting. The skin quickly took on the appearance of Mrs. Witherworth, the host of Igor's favorite TV show. Igor didn't know what to think. Part of him knew this was Franny, but part of him wanted to believe that Mrs. Witherworth had come to the house to visit. It works, Franny shouted, although the voice came out sounding just like Mrs. Witherworth. It can sense exactly what somebody is thinking and feeling, and it becomes whatever they want to be. It's the perfect sentence. I create the Friend. Chapter 9. The staff-made friend. Franny walked into the classroom confusingly. She was wearing a Friend skin, and since the Friend was sensing only what Franny wanted it to be, it looked a lot like Franny, although maybe a little taller and a little less masculine. Before class started, Franny decided to go along in the room and talk to the kids one by one. She sat with Mary. The Frienderton immediately sensed that Franny was a little afraid of Franny. Mary was a little afraid of Franny, and it transformed itself into a bunny wearing a dress. It could tear Mary like penguins too, and so a penguin pattern suddenly emerged to the friend's dress. Franny elicited from inside as the friended sense of other things that were important to Mary. Franny shares some sort of strange connections with the skin, and she could tell exactly what Mary wanted to hear. Was for Franny, and there were more time devoted to dirt every day, Franny said through the friend's mouth. Franny clapped and smiled. Franny made a note to herself that if elected, she needed to keep that promise. Franny knocked the friend's skin around in the room. It grew taller for the kids who liked basketball, and even looked like it was wearing a uniform. Then it looked like a chef, a grandma, a superhero, and an elf. It changed its voice, its size, and even how it walks to suit each individual kid. The skin got Franny ability to sense what each kid wanted to hear. And so she talked about the things each kid liked, and sometimes Franny didn't talk at all. She discovered that the friendess could do the taking all by herself. it didn't have a big brain, and but this is talking didn't seem to require a lot of thought. Franny just sat back and enjoyed a lot, and after she had finished talking to everybody, Franny took her seat. Franny for president! Franny for president! All the kids chanted. Even the kids who had been running against Franny were cheering for her now. Mrs. Shirley didn't know what she to think, but there was only one solution to make. Looks like we don't even have to vote Franny. You win by your landslide. The words made Franda's skin tingle, and if it had received a little electric shock, it wrecked the feeling, and so did Franny. As president of the class, she might find it tricky to keep all the promise she had made. But Franny was a genius, and she was convinced that she could handle the job. Chapter 10. From the pink house to the weird one. Franny was delighted. She loved the suit all the way home. As she saw people, the suit made little changes in itself based on what it seemed they wanted to be. When she got home, she looked in the mirror, the Franda's skin, sensing Franny's feeling bigger and bigger and changed. In the mirror, Franny didn't seem a little girl who had won a class election anymore. She saw later the president of the country, the president of the United States of America. She thought it made the Franda's skin tingle again, like a little more electric power had been run through it, and the sensor made Franny smile. Why not? She said. One electric thing. I can use my genius to do all sorts of great things for people. And if they choose to vote for me, it's not like I'm trying to take over the world or anything. It's their choice. Franny tried to slip out the rainbow's tooth, but its zipper stuck. She couldn't get the suit all the way off. I fixed the zipper later, she said, walking around with the skin halfway off. Eagle warm up my sensor singer, she said, and Eagle pointed the device toward the sky. The end.